Hello, hello. I said I would record a video of me playing TFT for this Discord server. This is me. I like to spin. I've been playing a lot of Garen recently. Pretty cancerous main, but here I am. I'm not sure what I'm going to say. I don't have a plan or anything. I just decided to record a game of me playing TFT with some commentary over it. Hopefully people enjoy it, find it interesting. Not much can be said other than that. About to start here though. The first thing I do in the carousel is I try to look for any champion holding recurve bows or spatulas, and I can see them right here. I'm gonna try and get this Lucian. That's a really good start. Lucian with a recurve bow should make winning the early rounds a lot easier. I'm probably not going to drop this unless the store offers me something excellent in the next round, like 3 Graves or something. Actually, no, if I got 3 Graves, I wouldn't drop it because that's also a gunslinger. I meant like a 3, something that isn't a gunslinger, like in Italy or whatever. Because usually any other unit I find right now is probably going to be worse than this Lucian I have. Oh, it's fantastic. 2 recurve bows, I win the game basically. Not quite that easy. Hopefully though. Double Garen. Are we going nobles? If I get gold, I'm going to try and buy this, but if I don't get gold from the creep round, I'm going to have to lock it so I can buy it as well. If I get an item, I'll have to lock it. I prefer not to lock it, because if you lock it, you're basically wasting 2 gold, since you're not getting a reroll for free. I'm just hoping the minions drop a gold this time. And considering the first round dropped an item, that makes the chance of these dropping a gold higher. No, I gotta lock this short store sadly. But still, I get items, it's just fantastic. I'm not gonna complain about getting items. That'd be kind of silly. Items are, of course, always good to get. But it's just, I don't want to waste gold on rerolls when I don't have to. I'm thinking of making a Gwynsu's in this vein. I'm going to do it. Should I also? Yeah, I'm also gonna give this a fan dancer. I really want to win the early rounds actually, so I'm just gonna complete my items, and these are both good items, so I'm just gonna complete them now. And these 2 items should hopefully mean I just guarantee win the early PvP rounds without having to invest too much gold into it. That way I can get win streaks going as well as in interest as well at the same time. I'm only going to put these in if I get a 3rd Fiora. Just then, by that 1 is not better than any of these. But if I get a 3rd Fiora and get level 2, it'll be better than Garen. But until then, it's not as good. If I get another recurve bow, I can make a cursed blade and put it on my vein, which would be fantastic. I haven't actually gone for noble in a long time, but if the game gives me this many nobles, I might as well go for it. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have leveled up the 4 first. This guy's got a pretty strong army, but I've got to... my vein has nobles, so he might beat them anyways. I think she's going to. Yeah, look. 1v3, no problem. She's got the noble buff and she's got the winces going. She's just gonna mow them all down. It's actually crazy. Yeah, I didn't need to level up. I'm glad I didn't.
Die sind der falschen Armee beigetreten.
Why is he saying that? I don't know. I'm actually gonna buy all of these. I need to sell these to level up as well as put in a 2nd knight. I can't buy this. So I'm keeping my options open here. I can either go for nobles or I can go for ranger knights. I'm probably going to go for ranger knights, honestly. This Lucian's going to carry early game, but at some point I'm going to swap over. Noble is just fantastic for winning early game though. I think Darius is just a better knight, so until I get something like a Kindred, it'll be better to have him in there instead. I can also get Varus, which isn't useful yet, but he might be once I can put in a 5th unit, so I can have 2 rangers. I think I'm gonna stick to my plan of going for Ranger Knights actually. I'm gonna sell the Fior since I don't think I'll be going Nobles this game. I'm just getting a lot of things that are for Ranger Knights. It's a shame my Noble died. I'm not sure. Hope I can win anyways, I think though. Yeah. It's a lot closer. Oh, that was a guy who hasn't lost yet either. It's a lot closer when your Noble doesn't go on one of your DPS units, since your tankier units are tanky anyways, they don't need as much of the extra help. I want that recurve bow on the Ari, because I have a Negatron cloak. But I could also just get another Negatron cloak to get a Dragon's Claw, as well as I'm also thinking of the tier he has took, so I'm not going to actually get it. That would have allowed me to create a Hush. I'm losing a lot of the items I wanted. I guess I'll just get body blocked and not get what I want. Oh well, these last options are exactly the same. I'm not going to use either of them, so they're just for their value in gold. I can level up though and put my Varus in. And then give him an Ionic Spark, which is really good early game and is still fairly good late game where he'll be able to use the AP. I have 2 knights, 3 nobles and 2 rangers, as well as a pretty strong early game item that'll allow me to hopefully win all these early rounds. Even though I don't have any level 2s, people complain all the time about how they can't win the early rounds because they don't get any level 2s. All my units are level 1, but just due to synergy, I don't need to reroll to get my level 2 units. And as soon as I get if I'm winning these rounds without any level 2 units, my army is going to be super strong once I actually get the upgrades I need. That's fantastic. I can put in up level 2s now. Why is it facing the wrong way? There we go. Of course you don't need to fix it. I just didn't like it. I'm thinking of selling one of these ROMs to get over. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Because I basically sell the 2 cost unit for 3 gold. Which is a good return on the investment, I'd say. Maybe I should have swapped the Mordekaiser and the Garen so that the Mordekaiser is in the front line, since it's the tankier unit. I think it's fine though. But it is a good thing to note, though, that I guess I should have put it the other way around. Fantastic. I get level 2 Garen, but since I beat the Krug round anyways, I'm not going to get rid of the interest just so I can upgrade it. If I needed it to win the Krug round, of course I would buy it, but considering my units are strong enough to not need to buy the Garen to win, I'm going to keep the interest alive in the purposes of buying it. Like, I don't need to put myself under 30. Now I can buy it because the round started. I don't need the level 2 Garen to win. I guess I'm getting gold out of this. Which makes sense. If you don't know how items work, getting what you get in the earlier rounds, like the first 3 rounds, will help determine what you get in this round. It follows a flow chart of possibilities. Getting gold in the first round will increase the chance of getting gold in the second rounds. I got Ash, which is fantastic. I'm not sure I can really shove her into the comp yet, and I don't really have any reason to, which is because, as I said, if you're already winning battles, you don't need to make a hit to your economy just to make your army stronger so you can win the next battle more heavily. If you're already winning, then it's a waste of money, and it's better just to take it more slowly. Like, of course I could shove Ash into that comp and then go to 20 gold, but I'd be making myself make 2 less gold for the only purpose of making this guy lose more health. And maybe not even. Like, I might even have the same amount of units dying anyways. And just making him lose less health is not worth me making 2 less gold. I'm going to level up, twice, because at the end of the next round it'll give me 2 XP and I'll level up, and leveling up twice doesn't put me below 40 anyways, so I might as well do it. I'm still keeping the same amount of interest, basically. When I get the Kindred, I'm going to replace Lucian with Kindred, but until then he's better than, because I need to keep the Noble buff. People are starting to get Hex Tech, so I might need to start considering that. Has anyone else got Hex Tech? I think this guy is Jinx, but no other Hex Tech. I can't tell because people's units are dying. Wait, I lost this battle. That's alright. Kind of unfortunate. Maybe I was wrong. You could say, yeah, it's my mistake for not leveling up, I guess. I could have put in Ashe, but I didn't expect to lose considering how easily I was winning the earlier rounds. But this guy is the second place person, so he's pretty strong. It's not too much of an inconvenience for me though, because I still have a lot of economy from my interest. I'm not just relying on win streaks. If I was just relying on win streaks, that would be a heavy blow to me. I'd be losing a lot of money throughout the entire game. But since I am not relying on win streaks, I have actual gold too. It's not as bad as it would seem. I might actually replace one of these rangers with Rom, just to get Glacial. This guy's going Yordles. Sorry for being sick, by the way. I'm sniffling and that's the first time I coughed, I think, but I have been sniffling throughout. What item did I have? I forgot. Did I have an item on the sideline? I did not. So this I'm just picking item based on its pure power right now rather than combining. That Cho'Gath has a BF sword, which could be nice, but I think one of these 2 people are going to take it. But if they don't, I'm going to get the Cho'Gath. Oh well, I'll get the Negatron Cloak instead. You could say I should go for a tier, but from what I've seen I might be wrong, but I think there's quite a lot of magic damage happening with that comp. Who's the second? I guess there's not that much, but it's still something to consider. There's another Vayne. I can get Kindreds at level 6, but I'm going to try and make an effort to level up to level 7 as soon as possible to make it more likely that I get a Sivir. Not a Sivir, a Kindred. Next round, I'll be able to level up to level 7, and I can put in the Braum. That'll get me Glacial. You also get Braum because I like the Guardians a lot with this comp, because they're often compacted in the corner. It's very nice. If I get a Braum, I can replace my Lucian with Braum, and I'll keep the Noble buff. So it'll give me Guardian and Noble, which is fantastic. I'm going to lose this battle actually. That's alright. At this point in the game, I worry less about win streaking due to me having 5 econ. Being above, I mean, of course it's good to be winning, but I prefer, like, I definitely prefer the guaranteed income of being over 50 over the potential income. I don't think I'll be using Darius, so I'll sell out to get over 50. I think this is way better than this, especially considering I'm getting +5 every round from this. I could have spent my money to keep it, but if I spent my money to keep my win streak and then lost anyways, then I'm screwed, which can happen. So it's always something that is good to avoid. Wow. Now I'm looking for Kindred. Since I'm level 7, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to get it. This is good, but I don't think I want it. I could get a Brand, just because he's a demon. But I'm not sure what I would replace him. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell him, and eventually it'll lose me gold because it only sells for 4 gold. But it is good anyways. I'm only losing 2 gold, and it makes him twice as good. I should spread out my units, maybe. I'm not too concerned about it because the items aren't really the core of my comp right now. I'm not a Draven comp that has Draven as the core. The units are mostly just strong based on their synergies, and the Hex Deck does not disable the synergies, because I don't... Even if I had the Hex Deck, the synergy item, Hex Deck still doesn't deny that. And my Vayne being noble means I win this round. If she wasn't noble, then I wouldn't have won. Wait, I don't. It's crazy. I was pretty confident that Vayne could kill that Shyvana, but I guess not. Shyvana does pretty high damage. I'm going to replace Braum with Sejuani because it keeps the Glacial anyways. Then I buy 2 Ashes. Maybe I can get level 3 Ash. That'd be crazy. If I get... I might just forget about the entire strategy with Leona, since this just does the same job but better. So I'm going to sell Braum. And I can get level 2 Varus. Fantastic. I have these items, but I don't want to make a Zephyr. There goes Varus, but I think that's fine. Varus is noble, so he's going to tank a fair amount of damage before he dies. Of course, it'd be better to have a noble in the backline, but... that's alright. Now I'm making lose streak gold. As long as my econ is over 50, I'm happy. I only really start worrying about losses once my health drops below 40. I'm going to replace Lucian with Poppy, so I get 4 Knights bonus. That's more consistent damage reduction than having purely just the noble. Oh, damn. Of course now I'm looking for a 4th ranger, looking for the Kindred still. As soon as I get Kindred, I'm in a pretty strong position. of course, to put the Kindred in, I'm going to need to level up. So I'm not in too much of a hurry, since I can't put her into the comp the moment I get her anyways. So it's not that big of a deal. If I get that Sejuani, that'd be fantastic, because Tier is a good item on Sejuani, and this is a champion I want. People often tell you don't pick a champion based on the champion in the carousel. You want it to pick based on the item, but they often forget that sometimes the champion is so good that even if they're holding an item that's just slightly good, it's worth it anyways. I don't get it, but I just want to make that point. It doesn't. You can pick a champion not based on what item they're holding if the champion and the item they're holding are good enough. Like, if that Sejuani was holding something terrible for her, I wouldn't do it. But she's holding something that is good anyways, so I don't see any reason not to take it, basically. I'm going to give Ashe a Hush, because it gives her mana to start the game off with, so she ults faster, and Hush is just a fantastic item in my opinion. I'm going to start leveling up to level 8, so once I get the Kindred. It is a bit unlucky that I don't have the Kindred yet. I think a lot of people focus too much on that micro unluckiness. Like, I'm not going to complain about not getting a Kindred yet, even though it is pretty unlikely. Like, I should have gotten a Kindred by now, because it's not that big of a deal. Like, I can just focus on empowering getting the 4 Knights first. Even though the 4 Rangers are pretty central to my comp, I'm not going to start dying just because I don't have it yet. And people will just get too caught up with the fact that I don't have this key champion yet, I can't win the game. But it's not true. You can just focus on other parts of your comp first. Does anyone have any healing? And if people start getting healing in their comps, I'm going to need to get a red buff. I guess they do. Not very much though. There's not like a big carry with a warm. I guess that was just Shyvana earlier. Where's that Shyvana with a Warmox? I need to get a red buff. Someone had a Shyvana with a red buff. Oh, when that Jinx has a Bloodthirster, I definitely need a red buff on one of my carries. Because you should know, but if you don't know, red buff makes it so champions do not heal at all. It's not reduced healing, it's just they don't heal. So it's very important to get against teams that have a carry that has tons of healing. I'm hoping this drops me a chain vest due to the reasons I've been talking about. I can put the red buff on my Ashe. I don't like stacking the center unit with more than one item, because if Hextech hits here, it disables all the items, but if Hextech hits on one of the side champions, then it still keeps one of them up. To be honest, I probably shouldn't have an item on the middle champion at all. That's kind of a mistake from me, but it's alright. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's easier to get level 3 Varus than this level 3 Garen at this point in the game. Spear Shojin on Ashe is too good to give up. Level 2 Poppy. I'm still looking for a chained vest though. There's not really anything I can put in. I'll just put in a second Sejuani. Of course, as soon as I get a Kindred, I'm replacing that Sejuani with a Kindred. Man, that Varus Q is fantastic. He gets wiped out free champion. I think I'd lose anyways though. That's alright. I'm just looking for the Kindred. As soon as I get Kindred, I should be starting to win my battles. I do need to start looking at some of these battles are going a lot worse than I'd like them to be, with them having... Oh, there we go. That is just fantastic. Oh, I forgot I have something over here. So that's just fantastic. Karthus is also a Phantom, but I don't see myself reasonably fitting in with this comp. At least for a while now. Maybe I should have bought him for later. But I don't really want to debt myself with 5 gold like that until I can be closer to filling this up. And there's probably better options by then. 4 Rangers. Oof. Getting it in the center one is really nasty, but it's alright. I'm actually going to spread out my comp under after this match. Because I've been really underestimating the power of that Hex deck, to be honest. I should spread it out. That's my bad. I might need to start spending my gold. Everyone's getting low, so I'm going to invest a lot of gold into keeping myself ahead soon. I'm not sure what to do. This way my units don't all get destroyed by one Hex deck anymore. It makes me slightly weaker against the comps that don't have Hex deck, which is one of the main reasons you wouldn't do that. But I think that's fine. I'm in the top 4 now, so I'm happy. I need to spend all my gold after this though. There's the red buff I was looking for. There's also a Rune Hands, which is fantastic, of course. And a Dragon's Claw, which is gone. I want that red buff, but the Go and C is directly next to it, which is really unfortunate. Let's get this. Maybe I can bait the Hex deck in a way by having a unit out here with Zephyr on it. Maybe I just put all my levels into this and then shove Karthus into him. Or just a third noble. What am I looking for here? Hopefully I don't. If I lose this, I guess I'm just third. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. That's alright. So there's still a chance I could come in a higher position. This gets me level 2 Sejuani, as well as the fact that I can put in a third unit now. I'm looking for a noble if possible, but if I don't, I'll just shove this Karthus in here. I'm hoping I don't lose this round. The opportunity to be able to choose and put a third noble in would be pretty good. Oh, it's a clone army. That's pretty good. It's really weird. Sometimes clone army. I know that the synergy shouldn't be active, but it's weird how bugged they are sometimes with how. Of course, there's the thing where sometimes their ults don't even, like the Kindred ult, for example, doesn't even work. I'm second place now. Just not intended, I would imagine. Crest Blade is fantastic. So, is there anything I can do about this person's comp? Well, that's pretty bad. I didn't want him to do that. I guess I just have it as spread out as possible so I don't get hit by his AoE. He's got a lot of AoE in his comp. So I should really just spread out everything as much as I can so I don't just lose to it. That seems pretty important to me. So let's put out everything like this. It does nerf my Kindred a bit, which is unfortunate, but that's alright. Actually, I'm gonna put in Brand instead of Karthus, so I get the demon. And hoping spreading out my units like this will help me defeat. Oh shit, he's right. I actually just forgot about that. I almost forgot entirely to put the blade on. I think I lose anyways, though. That's alright, second place. That was a fun game.